Happy New Year, everybody. This is my end of year address. I do these once a year and I just kind of talk about stuff that's happened to myself, family, community, what my plans are for 2024 and stuff like that. So this is going to be a bit of a deep dive into those things. Some stuff I'll be throwing up on screen, like we'll look at visuals, some videos and stuff like that are going to be kind of floating up from time to time. But one thing I do want to start off this with is, and of course there'll be, things that are going to be positive, because I always want to be as positive as possible and talk about the new year and things like that. But one thing that we will be leaving this year was a bit of sadness, and that, look, there's some people within this community that have passed, and of course, like something, if you don't know, there's somebody called Subpar Summoner, passed Coco, and he and his wife have been fighting cancer. Unfortunately, his wife passed away in the last few days, and that is... That's really, really sad. I'm going to put a link to in the description the GoFundMe for them both. And look, this is devastating, really. To be brutally honest, it's not something that And of course, he's got a young family as well, so he needs to be focusing on them right at this moment in time. But his wife sadly passed away. He has asked, and I'll put a link to this in the description if you want to get involved with this. That dueling Subpar Summoner's alt account, or the alt account, then of course that's something that's been welcome for the community. There's that Subpar Summoner there, the alt account, to go and battle, take a screenshot, go to the link in the description and do that. So yeah, keep fighting. Life is a real smorgasbord of ups and downs, and it is obviously a devastating situation, and you've got to keep fighting, continue on, especially if you've got people that depend on you, children and things like that depend on you, and it's not nice. There's always time for grieving, and obviously love, prayers go out to Pastor Coco in such a very, very dark time. But in any case, let's get on with what I set out to do, and that is kind of like talk about the channel and also what the plans are for the future. So the first thing is saying thank you. So thank you so much for kind of getting behind the channel in 2023. We went up to 70,000 subscribers, which was one of the big goals. I actually said in a video about okay, really good if we can get up to 71,000 as a stretch goal to add an extra 1,000 subscribers in November. From November, I think it was, to December. And it's currently sitting at 1,100 more, so 71,100 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. And of course, we've had a really kind of a fun time in December, especially to kind of put together some really good guides. I'm really happy with what I produced in December, and just got to rock and roll it into the new year. So that's something that's kind of that's great. Not quite sure about my subscriber goal for 2024. I would like to kind of get 10,000 subscribers a year, kind of moving on. So hit that 100k mark maybe in, I don't know, 2026 maybe. I'm not quite sure at the moment. It does depend on the future of the game and future of the community and stuff, and what we cover on the channel. But to kind of give you an idea, this is very much a MCOC focused channel. So of course, let's focus in on what will be my plans for MCOC on the channel in the new year. So one thing that I kind of did, and I kind of I'm happy I made it, but I'm also kind of I should have made something different, is go back to old or new player guides, as that's one thing that I kind of felt like I didn't do and I should have done, because we've got some very outdated new player guides, as nothing seems to load when I need it at this given time. But yeah, I want to redo all my new player guides, which for some reason the images aren't loading, because there we go, now the images finally loaded. So redo all of this because they're 4 years old now, and that isn't good. We need to kind of get those updated, but I have to kind of have a good balance between doing new stuff that's coming into the game, because relevancy is important with what's being covered and what players will be searching. You know, Alliance raids starting up, so I need to kind of get that sorted. So that's still the plan for that. For my in particular grind process, I'm still remaining free to play in the way that I'm approaching the game, which I think is going to be important. I want to get the 100% Necropolis grind done, and maybe do some kind of like path-based guides and kind of like 100%ing base guides of how I'm approaching it. Still farming units and doing stuff like that. That's another kind of key things right there. Farming more units. I am thinking about, I'm wanting to do a Banquet Event 2024 push as a non-spending player, and seeing how far I can get and the amount of units required, or kind of like, you know, seeing where it finishes this year as to like what to get next year. Quite possibly with that. I haven't decided if that's going to be a thing, or if not, just kind of use all those units to kind of 100% Necropolis. Again, that's something to kind of like, to do. But put together more kind of like casual based player guides, and kind of like give people the information of like on a daily basis what you can do in order to make gains based on, you know, my kind of limited access to time in order to get stuff done. What is kind of good for the take home, you know, really kind of key things that I think would be interesting to people. So new player, casual player, and end game player, and try and see if I can do all those three types of areas. For me personally, I have to get a lot of the challenges done. I am somewhat behind with getting them done. I need to do the Guillotine challenge, the Careena's trial, but the first thing that is going to be the most important thing is getting 100% Necropolis, getting Valiant, and going from there. I've got an optimistic task on my hands to try and get this done by the end of January, 100% Necropolis. That's ambitious, and then February will be doing all of the other challenges and trying doing that. I do have to think about Battlegrounds and how that's still impacting a lot on my time, especially because obviously you've got to invest on it, because, you know, Alliance restrictions, or not restrictions, Alliance requirements are to do a bit of that as well. I also plan to need to work towards growing my 7-star roster, which after the Banquet Event and a bit of luck has drastically improved. That is one thing that's the main thing. Like, it is getting bigger and it needs to get better, like adding more ranks to some of these champions. But of course, 100% in Necropolis will be all about doing that, and of course making rank up decisions. As I get more stuff from becoming Valiant, I'm then going to hopefully have a domino effect to get better stuff. So yeah, that's really it from an MCOC perspective. And of course, just making guides and improving. I say keep going, keep improving, keep kind of like doing the best I can to kind of like, deliver effective, interesting content to everybody that wants to see it. The Banquet Event guides were just massively supported, so thanks so much for that. And yeah, we rock and roll into a new year and new lots of guides. So one of the main things this year for me was just getting my head down and just getting into kind of like, doing stuff. This is really cool. Like in the last few days, me and Em made some homemade sushi, which I thought was really cool. I was quite happy with how these turned out. They weren't perfect, and doing it for the first time means you make mistakes. I always think it's important to make mistakes first so you can innovate and improve things from there. And it's been a really kind of like, fun year of stuff. Me and Em went on a cruise for the very first time. Actually really enjoyed it. Didn't like it first day and enjoyed it multiple days after that. I've been a bit quiet on kind of like socials with posting stuff, and I will kind of ramp that up, especially as things change. One of the biggest things this year was being laid off from this game development job that I was working on. That was really sad, because it was something where for the last 2 years we've been working on a project that was going really well. We had a lot of promises behind the publisher saying that they'd back us, and then of course things change and then you lose these opportunities, which is sad. And I really hope hopefully in the future I can get to work on a new project or go back to working within the games industry. At the moment I'm working for a company that sits on the outskirts of the games industry, and that kind of covers like the data element of it, which is fine, but I there are some ambitions that I've got from a career perspective that I want to fulfill. Before thinking about the future, there's some really kind of cool projects that I want to kind of get myself involved with. With that, I think that's kind of it. Oh yeah, and the house side of things. So me and Em have had a lot of problems when it comes to like sorting out our house situation. We're in the same house as we have been for the last 8 years, but we don't own it anymore. We now rent this house. And because of that, we are close to getting a new house sorted, which is going to basically see me in this place until at least August maybe of this year, not this year, 2024. So then that will be the future and the future plans, because we've got some future plans. So one thing that I really miss is live streaming, but at this given time, everything will kind of continue on between January and August, the same as it has done this year, in that I will live stream whenever I can. Time is limited, and then it's a case of like, we get to about August time, we're going to move into this new house, and then there should be some more time that I will have. In a nutshell, M is going to be doing some video editing for the channel, creating shorts, and it means that I'll be able to do some more games, but also get back to live streaming. That's the plan. And by doing that, what we can do is we can grow everything. We can start growing the first channel, the second channel, and then take it from there. Because that's the real thing. I want to get back to kind of covering more games. It's not going to be some of the same games. It's going to be new games, and also kind of looking at new communities and stuff like that. There's also another channel I'm going to be doing, but again, that's something that's going to happen from like August time. And that means that I can then allocate more stuff as well to things like the Discord. So one of the other things is that I was hoping in 2023 to have some time to improve the Discord. I have not been able to allocate any of that time to improving the Discord. It's fine, it serves a purpose as is, but it's definitely something that I wanted to do a lot more with. You know, there's 5,000 plus members of this particular Discord, and it needs to evolve. There's a lot of stuff that I want to do to kind of give resource to people, and that's always been the plan. It's just I've never had the time to kind of action it. Nor do I want to give anybody the powers to action stuff, because I do feel that it can evolve into a way that I'm not in control of, and that's the problem as well. People complain at the end of the day, but I want to make sure that when my vision of the Discord has been actioned, then I'll be happy with it. And there'll be things like, you know, resource guides are easy to grab. The kind of links and resources are all there. And interaction with grabbing them. Bots are done in a certain way that I am personally happy with. And one bot has been tested out and seems to be fine, but I'm still road testing it to see if it's safe in the long run for it. So that's something as well I'll be looking to kind of like improve. But of course, the other thing to kind of improve is the second channel. Like I worked on that channel for a good chunk of time. A lot of effort went into the second channel. It's kind of like there's nothing happening with it. The stage is dead, right? It's a dead kind of like second channel, but I want to make it alive again. I'm even trying to like find it, like, and it still retains it still retains a lot of the stuff that was there at one stage. It's got a lot of my kind of like, you know, collector's packs type thing and stuff like that, but. Yeah, I still want to do, like, here's the thing, it's not dead in my mind. Like, I still want to do stuff with it. It's still got 4,000 subscribers. Something needs to happen, but I just don't know when I'll get the time. And this is all about M coming on board to help out, so we can then kind of grow that and I kind of allow it to expand. And that's really it. I don't think there's anything more to kind of like update you with on stuff. I'm trying to be as positive about the future as possible, because here's the thing. There's so many plans. There's so many plans that go into the future when it comes to the likes of, look, I'd like to do GTA 5 roleplay. Like, here's the thing. Like, there's I've been watching GTA 5 roleplay. I'm waiting for GTA 6. I mean, at this moment in time, whilst I'm kind of just about to edit this video, I'll probably watch S-Fan with his Cornwood GTA RP, which I've been a massive fan of his Cornwood GTA RP for a long time. And I'm so glad he came back to kind of like play No Pixel 4.0. And that's the thing, like, I'd like to do that, but also I'd like to play Grand Theft Auto 6 in 2025 when that's released. But it requires preparation. It requires kind of just going, okay, well, is this what we're doing? And as well, I might have to make some decisions when it comes to career and what I'm interested in doing as well. Whether or not I'm going to go very full on with kind of covering MCOC at some time during the day, and then something else another time of the day. So therefore, it's like, you know, it impacts on the career. Will I go back to like being a full-time YouTuber? I don't know. It's a very risky thing to do. But then I'm still at a case of like, I want to get a lot done within the streaming, YouTubing world, and also personal projects, because there's so many things that I personally want to do, like finish writing my comic book, finish writing my children's book about Frank the tortoise. And by the way, Frank, if anybody's interested, he hibernated well. I think some people saw some photos of him recently, and yeah, he's doing all right. When he's up from hibernation, we'll be doing some content. I'm kind of recording him a little bit, but yeah, that's really it. That's been 2023. Onwards and upwards, lots of fun things to come, and look forward to the update next year. But in the meantime, Happy New Year. Keep going, keep fighting, be strong, teach yourself to better yourself in whatever it is that you want to do. Learn something new, take a risk, see if it pays off. You never know. And just kind of, fight back disappointment and issues, rejections, fear, and bad things. And you'll be surprised, just by fighting back and persevering, what you're able to achieve. In any case, that has been the video. Thank you very much for watching. Happy New Year, and bye-bye for now. Bye.